Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. And yeah, it's time to start the thing with the stuff, the podcast. Listen, I want to apologize. Y'all can see right now that it is 2 minutes before 4, right? And yet in my old phone, for some reason, it says, yeah. So I was playing some 7 Days to Die because I was tired and I wanted to stay up. And if you sleep, zombies kill you. So I was doing that. I kept on looking at that phone, and so I got to watch this a whole entire hour late. I apologize for those of you still here or coming back or all that good stuff. Well, there's a special kind of awesomeness for you guys. And I wanted to say thank you. So thank you for putting up with my bumble-headed stuff. I think the first comment up here, let me just check. Gus Rodriguez says, there's a post-credit clip this week. And I'm like, man, how would Gus know? Oh, yeah, everybody knew except this jackass. My bad. Let's get talking about this episode, and then I'll get to all the all the other comments on there. Um, why did John Walker? Yeah. So starting off, we see John Walker walking around. He's got the shield. He's down. He's got like that great. One of the best, and I've talked about this before. One of the best things about the MCU movies, right? Something that, with all due respect, the DC movies, whether it's Zack Snyder or anybody else who is doing them, something that Marvel gets right that DC gets wrong, that DC completely misses out on, is the idea of getting those comic book poses so damn perfectly. Right? So John Walker with the shield, he looking like Captain America, like that just I looked, I'm like, God damn, this is good. Man, this is good. The scenery in here, everything about this man was fantastic. But John Walker comes walking back. He runs. He's like, why? And this is like immediately afterwards. And he goes back into the factory or, whatever the hell that place was, a school. And that's when Bucky and Falcon come up. And my big question is, like, they were not that far away from from where the murder happened, where Lamar was killed, right? Lamar Hoskins, Battlestar. Rest in peace, dude. He could have gone back and he could have, like, gotten the body and then walked outside with the body. Dude, you know how they say there's no such thing as bad press? Well, guess what? But there are ways to rectify that. And I guess I'm saying this as a marketer, but I mean, he could have walked outside with Lamar's body and just walked the whole way to the airport with his body. Imagine that scenery. He's got the shield strapped on his back and he's just walking, carrying, looking like here's an example for you out of DC. Superman holding Supergirl's body, right? Or Batman holding Robin's body. He could have been as simple as and just walk down to the airport or the military base or wherever, let people film it and everything. I promise you, everything would have been different. Every single thing. The optics would have been completely reversed. It would be like, this is justified. So, look, I understand where they were going with this, but a lot of this stuff was very forced, right? John Walker, in my opinion, didn't become a bad guy until this episode, not the previous episode. It is what it is. Your opinions are your opinions. My opinion is my opinion. If we agree, cool. If not, also cool. But these three get into a fight. Bucky wanted that fight more than anything else. Sam was trying to get out of there being a fight, but he also said, you got to give me the shield. I understand that shield can be used as a weapon, but when we see Sam doing the training montage at the end, there are plenty of scenes on there where I'm looking, I was like, according to the comic books, that shield would have taken your fingers off. That would have taken your hands off. That would have taken your head off. Like, I'm sitting here watching them all. I'm like, I've seen these scenes before. I've seen these angles. Yo ass is dead. I'm not saying that I would have lived any longer. Shoot, probably the first time that shield came back towards me would have been the end of the professor. I promise you that. But that being said, man, no. Sam did not have to say, you got to give me the shield. He could have simply said, I need you to relinquish your sidearm. and then let's just go, man. All right, let's just go. We're not going to perp walk you or anything. Just, dude, we got to go. Anything would have been better. But saying, I need you to turn over the shield, it's a shield, right? I understand that it can be used as a weapon. We've seen it used as a weapon. He just got finished using it as a weapon. The blood is still on there from using it as a weapon, but you don't sit here and say that about a shield. You don't do that. You say it about the sword. You say it about the gun. So, yeah, he screwed up on that. Bucky getting hit and landing the way that he did, and what do you call his arm going bzz, 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 and the electricity coming out. It's like, that's vibranium, man. Come on. Come on. At this point, can we stop? Can we stop with the arm constantly? Like, does that thing self-repair also? And like, if you schmooze it real nice, can you say body slide by one and then all of a sudden? Because that would be cool. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that alone. Um, what do you call it? Yeah, the moment that John Walker almost became a bad guy, or actually did become a bad guy in this one, because he's sitting there screaming, "I'm Captain America! I'm Captain America!" And Sam, you know, when he said to Spider-Man, I said this again in the previous episode review. He said to Spider-Man, "Have you ever been in a fight before? You haven't been in a lot of fights before, right? There's not usually this much talking." In this particular case, Sam should have been talking a little bit. Sam should have said, "I know Cap, and he would never need to prove that he's Cap." Like just something like that. Snap him out of it. Maybe it would have worked, maybe it wouldn't have, but just staying there and hoping that, dude, if Bucky didn't wake back up, that's your ass. Specifically separated from your head. Because this is the moment where John became a bad guy. He went up with the shield again. Yo. You know the first time that Captain America ever did that in the comics? He took out a vampire. Baron Blood. The original Baron Blood. Took his ass out, decapitated him. But it was a vampire, so. But that's the first time that we ever actually saw Captain America killing in the Silver Age comic books. So just pointing that out. Silver Age and on. They stopped him with a combo. You know, Marvel, they've been doing a lot of these combos lately, right? The first one we saw in the comics was the fastball special. First one we saw in the MCU was in the Avengers movie. We got to see a thing where Iron Man's like, boo, and Cap's like, doo, and taking a bunch of people out, right? Like, it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing. We saw a combo in this one. I'm going to call this one not the fastball special, the stop ball special, because Bucky grabbed freaking John Walker and he's like, whoa, man, and here comes Falcon. He's like flying with, and like, you know, boom with the shield and bam. So he's like, here, I'm going to throw him. Boop, stop. Boom. Clunk of rocks on the ground. I call that the stop ball special. Quote that one. Bucky goes and grabs the shield, but then he drops it in front of Sam and walks away. I understand his pain. We get a little bit of recompense for that later. But for now, he just drops the shield right there. And then Sam stands up and he picks up the shield and he grunts as he's picking up the shield. Now, the shield isn't that heavy, but he picks it up and he grunts a little bit, like there's a little bit of effort there. Why? I feel like this goes back to Thor, not Thor specifically, but Mjolnir. We know that Mjolnir, it's hard to pick up Mjolnir. You have to be worthy, otherwise it doesn't work. Well, anybody could technically pick up the shield. You know what I'm saying? We saw a bunch of Renegade Dora. One of them picked up the shield last time. That's not what I said. I said it. Now what? So Sam grunting when he picked up the shield was a great moment for me because this was him feeling like he needs to be worthy of the shield. Before he was just like, there's only one person who could wield the shield, and that's you. You know, saying that to Steve Rogers. He's like, I'm not worthy to take the shield. It feels like it belongs to somebody else. It doesn't. Well, him grunting, picking up that shield, that was a great moment for me, which makes me think like this is him finally trying to be worthy of the shield, you know? So I'm down with that. I really appreciate that. I like that a lot. Him trying to wipe away the blood. I understand the idea, like, you can't wipe it away, but it's like, dude, get a rag or something like that, because I don't care. You got your gloves, you got your fingerless gloves on there, bro. That's how you get hepatitis. Those aren't those freaking sanitizer gloves or anything like that. This is how people get hepatitis. I'm saying, you drop a bottle, somebody gets cut, it's glass on the ground and blood. You don't go down there and start picking stuff up. Hepatitis transfers that way. It's not cool. I'm going to move on from here. Um, when Joaquin was, and again, good pointing out that this is the future Falcon. Um, what do you call it? Joaquin being so disrespectful to Bucky is just weird to me. Oh, hey, I'm glad to see you survived. Oh, you got your sleeve back. It's little stuff like that. It's like that level of disrespect. Like, dude, this is Bucky. This is James Buchanan Barnes. This is Captain America's best friend. Like, this is the guy. He was the only um, Howling Commando to have fallen in the MCU. He wasn't a Howling Commando in the comics. I'm pointing that out. So, like, you think the man maybe deserves a little bit more respect than that? Like, this guy isn't smart enough to know this history. I mean, it's a weird kind of thing. So that kind of irreverence. So you don't want me to like Joaquin. That's what you're saying. Okay, cool. I get it. I get it. But he says, here's one of the things where I think that the show did wrong, an hour-long show. Wow. Here's the thing where I think that they did wrong. Joaquin goes and says to Sam, he's like, "Oh, how'd the stuff break and all this stuff?" He says, "Sometimes there's nothing to do until there's something to do." Okay, Marvel, may I make a recommendation? MCU, consider getting somebody from the military to advise you just a little bit, just to look over certain things on the script, just to help out a little bit, because that's something that any soldier, I promise you, any single soldier ever would have caught in a heartbeat. I don't care which branch of service he or she is in. They would have caught that in a heartbeat. There's not, sometimes there's nothing to do until there's something to do. No, 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 no. In the military, that's called hurry up and wait. Right? Kelly Thompson contacted me and asked me some questions about how people get discharged from the military. And in this particular case, I wish that they would have contacted somebody also. Like, just little things like that just kind of take me out of it. It's like, that's not something that we say in the military. We would never say something like that. When we already have a perfectly good saying that everybody's familiar with, you say it and it's an inside joke. Why would you not, you know, why would you not use that? Um, Okay, so now the trial of Captain America, and he loses his Captain America ship, John Walker. Bro, let's just set this up really quick. He killed somebody in public, and the optics were really bad, and these people are basically scum. All right, this tribunal there, they're basically absolute scum. So is he in the military or is he not in the military? Apparently he's in the military because he was not court-martialed, but they said that they could have court-martialed him. And he is still currently in the military wearing his rank, but he's doing a Captain America thing. So where is the separation here? Because here's a guy, I'm sorry, 3 medals of honor while he's still alive? Plus, I'm sure he's gotten any number of other medals. I'm sure he's, multiple time Purple Heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that here's this dude and like he's a soldier. Like, what? Soldiers don't kill? Soldiers aren't allowed to kill? You know what I'm saying? He said, and there's no reason to believe otherwise. Hey, look, this is the guy who killed John. It was a moment, and they wouldn't even let him talk. No, 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 no. You get to talk in a tribunal. You get to speak. So I get that he lashed out, but like you don't get an other than honorable discharge for not maintaining your military bearing. That's what that's called. Like, if you're being addressed and you speak out of turn, if you don't ask for permission to speak, or even if you do ask for permission to speak and it's granted to you, you still have to be careful what you say to a higher rank. If you turn around and you see, hey, here's an officer, and you say, hey, you're a mother effer, and I just banged your wife. And maybe it's true you did. You never know what kind of things happen in the military with wives. I'm saying there's a reason why I didn't get married in the military. I'm saying. But even if he would have like banged this dude's wife or something like that, you don't get an other than honorable discharge for that. So here's this dude, 3 medals of honor and God knows what else, and you're just going to say, yeah, you don't have any more. You're discharged from the military, effective immediately. You do not have any more rank. You are not going to get any retirement pay. You don't even get to use a military discount. Bruh. You want to talk about excessive? Wow. Well, honestly, thank you, Marvel, for showing why John Walker is now going to become a bad guy or whatever it is he's going to be. Because you did not do a good job of making him the bad guy in any of the previous episodes, right? I know there's a bunch of people who hate him. My wife is all like, I hate him. I want him to be beaten up. I don't see why. Sorry, as a soldier, I don't see what he did wrong in any of the things he did. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, so yeah, that's a bit much. Now let's talk about Contessa Valentino Allegra de Fontaine. This was a hell of a jump. Now, this character doesn't mean anything to anybody for any reason whatsoever, because honestly, who cares? It's a very small character, but this is a character who was, I think that she was actually married to, but she definitely banged a lot of times Nick Fury in the comic books. Like these two had a passionate affair. Plus, her father was the soldier of fortune, uh, Dominic Fontaine. Dominic, yeah, Dominic Fontaine. Anyway, what do you call it? So he was the soldier of fortune. He was called, and he's just this dude. And he used to go against Iron Man if he got out of hand and things like that, whatever. But Contessa de Fontaine, she's just this super spy, and she's super awesome and whatnot. So here's the thing about this that I find so impressive. With Nick Fury gone, with Nick Fury up in space, with Sword not necessarily dismantled, but kind of screwy, the Contessa de Fontaine, she can now be this covert op. She's not evil. Well, at least not in the comic book. She's not evil, but she's kind of like the Black Widow, except if the Black Widow was in charge of an entire spy organization. You know what I'm saying? She has the ability to do, you never know what she's going to do. And sometimes she does something really good, but in a very bad way. But, sometimes that's necessary. Anyway, that's who she is. So you want to talk about a new Nick Fury? The MCU just pulled it right in front of our eyes. That's the first appearance right there of the new whatever the hell it is that she's going to do. I am thoroughly impressed. That was not something I was expecting at all. The comment that the shield doesn't belong to the government. This is something that I always kind of backed off from, because I was like, I don't know that the shield belongs to the government, because when Captain America went rogue, I know they went and tried to relinquish the shield from him and all. They gave him a receipt. He didn't need that receipt. He snagged it back. Saying we good, we going, right? Thanks to Agent 13. Anyway, that shield originally, like the gray matter, is perfect. That shield belonged to Tony Stark. Now, if we assume that he made the shield, while working for the military back during World War II, I don't know how that would work, but I guess we could assume that's intellectual property. But if that's just a thing that he did and Tony Stark was, because I didn't see anything being signed out. You know what I'm saying? I just see it as this was a thing that, he did with a little bit of vibranium that he had. I mean, did the military buy that? Did the government buy that, bit of vibranium? Or did Stark? Because I can see Stark affording it too. So that's the big deal. Like, who does the shield actually belong to? So when Contessa de Fontaine said it's a bit of a gray area, that is the best thing that I heard in this entire series. I love that because it's the idea of exposing the idea that we don't know. If your opinion is this, you're not wrong. It doesn't mean you're right, but you're not wrong. And if your opinion is that, same thing, I always just looked at it as maybe it belongs to the military. But Steve dropped it and he gave it to Tony. Tony doesn't work for the military. We can't assume that Tony necessarily gave it back to whomever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weird thing. It's a really weird one. So, um, Zemo. The Zemo stuff was brief, and I wish I could have gotten more out of it, but I guess it was exactly what it needed to be. Bucky knew right where to find him because, hey, um, Zemo again. I don't see Zemo as necessarily being the biggest bad guy in the world. He killed what's his name? I don't know if he killed anybody else in the Expo. I don't know how many other people died. I don't know if they said in the Captain America Civil War how many people died in that, but we do know that King T'Chaka died. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's messed up. It's a shame for a country. Wah, countries get shamed all the time, but you did kill a king. That's a big deal. You killed a king. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. But it was manslaughter. That was a second degree. Like he didn't intend. It doesn't look like he was intending to kill anybody, but he did set a bomb. So whatever it is, what it is. Even if you call him collateral damage, it's kingly collateral damage. Like you screwed up big time, dude. So them talking about we're going to put you away for life and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I almost feel like they would take into account his background also. I don't know. I think I'm getting pneumonia again. That would be my fourth time. Oh God, I hope not. Anyway, so the like this is I don't know. They're really trying to make Zemo into an absolute bad guy, and I don't see him as being an absolute bad guy. He's kind of like the reverse of the Punisher. You know what I'm saying? Like the Punisher, a guy who does really bad things, but kind of for the right reason. Here's this guy over here, Zemo. He does a lot of really, I don't know how to explain this. He kind of does it for a good reason, right? But he's selfish. Oh, maybe that's a thing. Yeah, but Punisher's kind of selfish too. But it's a selfish that benefits the world. And that most people can assume, yes, it benefits the world. I don't know. This is something that's selfish for Zemo, but I don't know that the world sees. Maybe if more people saw him as being beneficiary, like, the Avengers are the bad guys, we have to stop them, he would be like the Punisher. So I don't know. He's kind of like a Punisher -1. It's kind of weird. So he gets taken away by the Dora. The scene with Bucky, you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna shoot him and whatnot, and just click like that. It was a good scene because it's kind of a way of him forgiving Zemo because he did of all the people that he intentfully screwed over, people who did not deserve it. It would be Bucky. Cap and Iron Man were there, and they were a part, unfortunately, of all that stuff. Tony Stark, especially. That's the thing. Tony Stark, especially. Who built Ultron? Oh, sorry. Conversation's over. Tony Stark built Ultron. He was more responsible than anybody on the Avengers. Um, and then you got like Bucky wasn't even there. He wasn't even reactivated yet. For the third movie. Actually, he was, but he was off someplace else. You get what I'm saying. He wasn't there for that. Okay. Anyway, so by him going after Bucky in the Civil War movie, those yeah, the Winter Soldier, and then yes, in the Civil War movie, he caused him a lot of pain. Like that was direct. That was personal. And he says it wasn't personal, but I used you. That's messed up. It's messed up. And he's basically playing with, like an isolated nuke, a guy who could just go off and kill people left and right. So it's cool that Bucky was able to forgive. In many ways, kind of makes him better than the Dora, because they couldn't forgive. Maybe if there's some people out there who don't think that forgiveness is the best part of valor, then maybe that doesn't make any sense to you, and that's fair. But like he was able to forgive. I thought that was really cool. Turn them over to the Dora. The Dora willing to turn Zemo over to the Raft. I guess that would be international. I think that would be international, but it's in America. So actually, I think that's often foreign. I have no idea. It's a weird thing. It's not often foreign it's international waters, not in international waters. No, it's still local. It's still within the states. Sam decides to go and talk to Isaiah Bradley, and he brings him the shield. I think he was planning on giving him the shield, because otherwise he wouldn't have brought it, you know? That was interesting, and I could see it. Now, here's where things start to get a little bit weird, and was that guy Doomcock? Doomcock's a jackass, dude. That guy's just the biggest freaking joke going. Like, oh my god. There was just somebody went and posted on the Young Turks thing they posted in the Comic Book University Facebook group thing, where he's like, when they did the Black Lives Matter thing and the police tried to stop Sam when Bucky was right there and like the big thing and whatnot. What did this jackass say? 83.49% of the people immediately signed off the show. Like sometimes, I guess if you're going to tell a lie, this is the thing. If you're going to tell a lie, tell a big lie. Saying this guy, like, dude, come on. And the Young Turks were Cenk Uygur on there. He was actually right when he said, dude, seriously, in order for you to have a figure that precise, right? You would have to have access. You would have to work at Disney specifically for, not just work at Disney. You have to work for the Disney Plus service. Like you'd have to be a pretty high up member there in order to be able to get something like that kind of a figure. And this guy just comes when he's got no proof, right? None of the big companies are reporting it. Disney didn't release any information like that. So come on, dude. Come on. And a guy named Doomcock. Yeah, I'm sure with that goofy voice of his, I'm really sure he's working at freaking Disney Plus. Well, he's got the perfect job. Oh wait, but he also reports on a lot of stupid nonsense. I guess it's my opinion. This guy reports on stupid nonsense all the time because he is stupid nonsense. Go figure. On to the real news. Nobody freaking left. They just sat there and watched it. Some people grumbled and some people didn't. Even Doomcock didn't freaking turn that thing off. He still watched it through. In this particular case, it gets a little bit more, but it's also understandable. If the farther back you go, the older people you talk to, the more likely you are to find the people who are really bitter and hold a lot of animosity. When you're younger, you don't necessarily have that hereditary anger anymore, right? And that's one of the great things about it. You're going to find people who are okay with, like, you're going to find natives, indigenous people today who are just like, yeah, America did some stupid stuff in the past. It's not going to stop me from moving on and going on with society and giving a middle finger to the states once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. But I'm still going to do what I got to do. You're going to find people like that. You're going to find black people who are still willing to move on and try and push something forward instead of hold on that kind of animosity. Now, can you blame Isaiah? I guess if you wanted to, but I don't see the point in it. My thing is, I understand Isaiah's point, and he's not wrong. When you have that much hurt on you, it's not about, I'm going to do it for the United States of America, because the United States of America doesn't send people to war, right? The United States of America doesn't push the World Trade Organization. The United States does not go and like invade and just all the things that's just not cool. Stealth bombings and kids in cages and stuff like that, right? For the past 2, now 3 presidencies, kids in cages and stuff like that. No, it's politicians who do that. It's our leaders who do that. It's the politicians who allow the big businesses and the corporations to do that. So it's one of those things where it's like you don't want to do something for the United States anymore because you understand what's happening in the background. Okay, I get it. I get it. If you want to do the right thing or what you believe is the right thing because you think that people are going to change and move on, awesome. That's even better. By the way, I just noticed that 4 people left. Even 4 people doesn't come close to 83.49. So kiss my ass, Doomcock. Moving on. That so that part didn't bother me. Later on, it does get silly though. Later on, it gets a little bit silly, but we're gonna let that go. I'm gonna address it. Sam calls in some favors. Bucky called in the favor to get Sam the one thing. And the one thing that he gets him, I'm assuming this is like right before the end credit scene. I believe this is the new costume. Digging on that. I'm definitely digging on that because it explains why he would go back and see him and hang out with him and stuff like that. Bucky flirting with what's her name? Sam's sister. I'm here for it. That's great. And here's the scene here. Bucky pretty much, in a way, Bucky kind of acknowledges his white privilege. Is it? I don't think it was necessarily done in a silly way, but I don't know. It was just done in a way. And this is literally going to have to be for everybody to figure. Me, I'm the type of guy, I don't like to just judge this, that, and the other thing right away. You know what I'm saying? If it's a social matter, I try and look at it as, well, back in the day, this wouldn't have meant anything to me, but we're not back in the day, we're today. So what do other people say about it? I'm curious what other people say about, this sort of thing. So until then, I'm happy to reserve my opinion on it. But this was clearly an acknowledgement of white privilege. Yeah, yeah. Curious it didn't seem bad. Let's put it that way. It didn't seem bad, but I am open to listen to what some of the other people say about this. The training montage, I'm surprised there wasn't like Rocket, like Survivor. I don't know if you remember Survivor? They're the guys that did the in the burning heart, just about to blow, right? And Eye of the Tiger. They did a whole bunch of really cool songs, and a lot of them were used in the Rocky soundtracks, right? Rocky 3, Rocky 4, I think Rocky 5 also, I don't remember, but like Survivor, that's the band. Would it have killed you to get Survivor to do a freaking it probably wouldn't have worked. But this is just me. This is just me. I would not have had a problem seeing something like that. Anyway, just whatever. This is just me talking. Um, Carly, little bit too happy and chipper for a murderer. Now she did kill Lamar Hoskins. She killed this man, right? Pretty much in cold blood. She's been holding back. She's been reserving. Like, dude, this guy was just trying to protect his friend, and she just like went right after him, and just boom, saw what she did, and then ran away like a coward, like a coward. So now she goes and she hires GSP, George St. Pierre, right? Batroc. She goes and hires Batroc. And there's a little conversation back and forth. Like, there's no mention of her feeling remorseful. It's like, I didn't mean to kill that man. Because the serum, this power broker serum, has gotten to her. I think she's already too far gone. There's no regret. There's no even trying to explain things, right? She's just, yeah, I killed a man. Oops, run away. And then, I'm okay with it. Screw that guy, right? It's messed up. It's messed up. And then we see the global, I don't know, repatriation act, whatever the hell those people are. And they're sitting there talking about, we can't do anything. We don't have enough supplies. We don't have this. We don't have that. We're just going to have to let some of these people die. We're just going to have to move in. We're just going to have to capture some of these people. We're going to have to arrest some of these people, put them under quarantine. We're going to have to leave them over here to die. And like, they're making decisions for people. And it's like, it's kind of messed up. And then you realize that this group, this organization has been infiltrated. At the very least, some of the security people there, they go to say to each other, one world, one people, right? One world, one people. This is like Gary Shandling going up to freaking Stilson talking about Hail Hydra, right? Really quick, you look good. You like my tie? I got this girl. Oh my God, she's breaking my back. She really is. Did you just say Hail Hydra? And here we got freaking, one world, one people. Crap, that's the new Hydra. I'm down for it. And these people are all probably dead at this point. Rock on. End credit scene, and then we're out. Like I said, I believe that Sam got a new suit from Wakanda, courtesy of Bucky. Hey, how you doing? Little gift wrap bow on there. But we also see that, you remember that scene with Iron Man building his armor, just one hand building the armor? We see John Walker building his new shield. As pretty badass, man. He's putting it together. He's putting the rivets together. He's going to be making it out of steel and all sorts of other things and whatnot. And it's cool. I can't wait to see what it finally looks like. I'm a little bit sad that it's going to be in red, white, and blue, because mind you, one of the things that the tribunal said was you need to, what did they say? You need to stop representing yourself as Captain America. I am Captain America. Actually, you're not anymore. So he's going to represent himself as Captain America. He's making a new, like he's spray painting it red and white and blue and all that stuff. And it's like, eh, I'm hoping he just like the red and black and the red, black and white, I think would have been pretty cool. I'd like to see that, right? Red, white, and black, like Isaiah Bradley comics. But just like the, what the heck is it called? The U.S. Agent shield, right? I'm really hoping that we see the U.S. Agent shield, like the colors from the comics and everything. That would be badass. It would also be cool if it was made out of adamantium, but you know what? Whatever. It's probably not going to be. But that was cool. Just quick little cutscene, after credit scene. I was good with it. And he's using at least one of his medals of honor. I imagine he's going to get the other three. And just boop, boop, boop. But it looks like they're on the inside, which is kind of weird. Either way, it looks cool. And just seeing a little end credit scene once in a while, I'm not going to complain. So next episode, all this stuff is going to come to a head, and we'll see what's what. Let's get to some of these comments. I don't think I'm going to be able to do them all. Like there's, in case you guys aren't familiar, there's a lot of freaking comments here. So I'm going to go from where I said starting. Sorry. Signal, if Samuel's wings are now made of vibranium, it may cut through John Walker's shield too. You're not wrong, because, and this is the way that physics of that will work. Well, just regular physics. The not irredeemable, the irresistible force versus the immovable object. Which one wins? The one that's moving wins. Because if they're both made of the exact same material, yet one has inertia behind it, this one is simply more powerful. So, shield, I will block. I'm coming in to get you. If they're both made of the exact same material or even almost the same material, the one that's moving is going to penetrate that shield like, so yeah, we might actually see the shield cut in half or something like that. No complaints here, you know? Ready for the next class. Sam got a new suit in the closet, I'll bet. Yeah. Zombie tiger. The zombie tiger thing. That okay. I saw that commercial for the thing, the Army of the Dead. That did look pretty good. Hey Jimmy, what's going on? Corey, what's up? Anch, Jay Nunya, Agent J.R. Ewing, Walker walking to the airport, like you said. That is the American way. We are justified for our action because of the wrong they did to us. That almost sounds I'm in charge. that almost sounds a bit much, but yes, I agree. He got Depot. Gus, if you need to tell people you're in charge, you're not really in charge. To a degree, if you tell people like that, you're right. John Walker has serious cosplayer vibes. Nice one. I like that. Should have ordered a shield from Amazon. Nice. He got whooped, so he's hurt. If you order the shield from Amazon, make sure it's Prime, and they take a picture when they drop it off to ensure they dropped it off. Sometimes they don't. What you doing? It's 5:10 in New Jersey. Hey, it was 5:10 here also. Not on my one phone. Headed to the chow line. Hurry up and wait. There you go. See, he gets it. Hey, Dylan, what's going on, man? He's not Steve Rogers, but I like Wyatt, the man. He's a soldier. I don't understand the hate. I understand the hate saying he's not my Cap. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with the guy. Exactly. Was I Jody when I was in? No, I was not Jody when I was in. That's so funny. Jody got your girl and gone. No, I actually never slept with any soldiers when I was in the military because I know how those trains work. Some of you guys might think I'm joking. There are dark sides to being in the military. No, thank you. I'm not interested in getting all those freaking diseases, man. Pretty Ricky, if you know him. I'd imagine the decision from the writers' room to say, "Damn the details. We need to show John's fall hard." Hard-hearted politicians turfing him out in his class. Yeah, that actually works, Corey. Why not Maria Hill as the new Nick Fury? Um, Good question. But I'm afraid that MCU Maria Hill is going to become like comic book Maria Hill, and I despise comic book Maria Hill. I wish for her death daily. Some people go to bed and they're just like, "Dear Lord, bless us for blah blah blah." And I go to bed and I'm just like, "Dear Lord, please kill, murder, death, kill." Like Uncle Ben, that bitch in the comic books. I hate her so much. I hate her. I hate her. Amen. No, no, no. I hate her. Thank you. Amen. Um, what do you call it? Um, it's technically not even from the universe. He went quietly with Dora. Hail King Chaka. It's not they would own it. Hey, Comics on the Mind. What's going on, dude? The material that made the shield was stolen. Doesn't belong to the people that was stolen from Wakanda forever. Sterwin, that shield isn't from this timeline. It's timeless. The shield was destroyed in Endgame. That's actually a pretty solid point. That is actually a pretty solid point. But did the shield... I don't remember. Did the shield get fixed after the snap? I am Iron Man. Is actually with the other hand, but you get my gist. I want a Zemo Disney Plus show. Dylan, I am down with that. Ooh, I am down with that. Fact is, Zemo's going on the raft. Ross waiting for him. Holy crap! Anch is right. We're going to get Citizen V. Oh, no complaints on that one, man. Wakanda doesn't care about borders. Yeah, but borders care about borders. Zemo apologized. Bucky forgave him, and Zemo apologized. That is a good point. And yeah, like I said, it was a really good scene. I wish it would have went longer, but I guess it was exactly as long as it needed to be. I decided not to kill you, Bucky. Yeah, I'm relieved. It was a really great moment. I love that. Think of the vibranium wings. It's the final countdown. She's full on villain. She is full on villain. Sitwell. What did I say? I said Stillwell? My bad. Sitwell. Yes, that's what I meant. Sitwell. Don't stand well. Morning, John Smith. How you doing? The thing like instant minions. An end credit scene. I didn't see. It was like 5, maybe 8 seconds long there, Dylan. Go back and check it out. We'll wait for you. I'm joking. We're not going to wait for him. We're going to keep going. You probably already checked it out. Cap 334, I believe, Corey. Yes, actually, I think that's about the correct time. 334. I believe I've got that issue. I'm just not going to dig it out. It was on the cover, so. The thing is that uniform, the same uniform and shield was the one used by Captain America, and he got that stuff mostly from Tony Stark, and that was during the Armor Wars. So it's interesting that the Armor Wars is going to be happening around the same time as this. Bucky was the first person to call Steve Captain America, first Avengers. Hey. Also, what is Sharon's deal? Sharon Carter? Maybe she's the power broker. We shall see. Lost Maria Hill be like, ouch. Professor, so is Sharon power broker? Oh, it would be a speculation, and I hate speculating because some people might think that my opinion is more valid than others, and at the end of the day, an opinion is just an opinion, and yeah, I say what a lot of other people say. Pull in that guy who played what's his name, Dr. Carl Lawless from Jessica Jones. Pull him back. You know what I'm saying? Have that crossover. Uncle Ben, that bitch. It sounds good. Sometimes I have good sayings. Quote of the day, and it's early too. I know I'm bashing these MCU writers' rooms in my past comments. I like your insights, Bill, very much. I can see why the creative decisions were probably installed. Hey, she was Madame Hydra for the time being. You know, hopefully, I'm really hoping that if Marvel ever did want to offer me a job, they would give me the ability to do the Facebook or face rip. They like bring all that stuff back. The problem is that Steve Gerber's still alive, and like, why not just have him do it? You know. But other than that, I would love to do it. That's the one thing I would definitely work for Marvel doing. Anything else would be like, eh. I think Marvel is setting up Thunderbolts. It'd be great if they did. The backstory of John Walker is so emotional. He's my favorite character already in the series. I wonder if they'll introduce Patriot, considering he was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again is different. That's a completely different property. Had nothing to do with Feige. In fact, Feige refused to do anything to help out those guys. That was all. That was its own thing. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a good show, but yeah, had nothing to do with the MCU. Nothing, according to the MCU. It's just one of those alternate universes like Spider-Man. So I'm at the end of the comments at this point. So listen, for me, if they did set up that that Thunderbolts, I think it's perfect because realistically, like there is no better TV show that I could think of than Thunderbolts. Because they do so many bad things, so many crazy things, so many heroic things, so many questionable things. And the even in the comic books, man, the Thunderbolts, they ended in a really weird way. They ended around the time that Secret Empire was in the middle of things. And that's heartbreaking. We deserve better. Like, what happened to the Thunderbolts? I think it's time for a new comic. I think it's time for a lot. Anyway, bang. Hey, Subam, what's going on, man? How you doing? Finished watching the show. Wow. Joining live. Well, that's what happens when I'm super late. Love seeing Bucky pick up that shield. I know they're leaning on Sam. Want Bucky to be Captain doesn't think he deserves it. Yeah, like it's a great feeling and it's a great visual to see somebody who doesn't think they deserve it, but they pass it on to somebody who they think does. And even if you don't necessarily understand your best friend's logic, Steve's logic, you respect his reasoning. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Love to get a U.S. agent Disney Plus show. John Walker is great. Wyatt Russell is showing as the acting chops that his father, that his father and mother has. Remember, his mom's Goldie Hawn, bro. That's good acting chops too. You ever seen that movie Wildcats? Man, great show. Great movie. Excuse me. Thunderbolts versus Doom Patrol. Who would be better? Doom Patrol is funny. I don't know that Thunderbolts would be as funny, but I think it would be great. I think it'd be great. Thunderbolts comic book has always been better than the Doom Patrol stuff, except for those issues where they bring in Danny the Street. Then we got competition. Kingpin's Thunderbolts. You got the whole crew. I don't know why people attacking Wyatt Russell in real. People are attacking him in real life. Well, those people are stupid. With all due respect, like if somebody freaks you out that much while they're acting, it means they did a great job and you should be thanking them. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who hate his role should just be like, or hate what he's doing. Like they hate the character. They should be calling and be like, dude, thank you so much. You type on Twitter. Thank you so much for doing such a great job, making such a believable character. I mean, that's what we're all here for, right? Do you want to see something and just be like, oh, he's definitely acting? Like, come on, man. Um, I forgot that Goldie's his mom. Death threats, dude. I think my death threats stopped. I haven't seen them in like maybe a month, but yeah, dude, I've gotten death threats too, and it's like, dude, it's over comics, man. You I don't know if somebody can, but imagine somebody killing me because of an opinion on a comic book. Like, you to take me away from my wife, from my kids, from my extended family, from the comic book world, because you're so short-sighted and so weak-minded that you're just like, eh, I don't like the way that you reviewed a comic book that I like. You said something bad about a comic book that I liked. You should die. I'm gonna kill you. Wow. Wow. I hope that you hug your mommy tight and turn yourself in because like you were just a special kind of stupid, man. It's really meant like at the end of the day, when you think about, I just saw what Corey Corey just posted there. No, over several reviews, Subham. Um, I think I just saw, yeah, nerds or new nerds taking things too personal. Well, here's the thing. Here's the bad thing about that social anxiety of being a nerd, like an actual nerd and whatnot. When you go out, because I I read and watched nerd stuff when I was a kid, but I couldn't tell my friends this because I was afraid I wouldn't be accepted. You know what I'm saying? It's hard maintaining your social status and living a secret life of being a nerd. But like, I was on the track and field team. I was in the weight room 6 days a week. Back when I actually lifted, brah. Um, what do you call it? I used to play baseball almost every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like I was out and I was hanging with my friends and we were just out, just walk around, go driving when I was older. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we used to get physical sports. We used to play football once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to actually go out and get physical, you know? And I didn't want anybody to find out that I read comic books and watched a couple cartoons and I played Dungeons and Dragons every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I was always afraid someone was like, "Hey, Bill, how come you're always out of town on Sundays at around this time to this time?" Well, it's because I'm out of town, to a place where nobody recognizes me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm eating Doritos and Dominoes and drinking Sprite or Mountain Dew. Excuse me, Mountain Dew. Almost messed up there. Almost lost my nerd card. That's precious to me too. But like the anxiety of being a nerd back in when I was a kid in the 80s, and very early 90s, I guess I get it. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I had plenty of friends who we could go out in the daylight. I had girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? And just it's weird. And I really just don't understand that sense of, you know, this is my thing. Like I never understood. I would I used to bring my wife, I still do, but back in the day, a while ago, I used to bring my wife into a comic book store, and every so often you still get a thing where it's like, there's a chick in a comic book store. It's really weird, man. It's really weird. When I got a lot older, when I'm like working and I'm out of high school and whatnot, I used to bring girls into, I'm dating a girl, and whatnot. I'd bring a girl into the comic book store and, I'm saying the professor pulls some honeys, go walking in, there's some hot blonde, you know what I'm saying? It's just some hot girl, just like, how you doing? You know? And these guys seeing the girls like, she's infiltrated us. What's going on? Like, bro, go up and say hi. It's fine. You ain't going nowhere with it, but you just go up and say, practice your skills. Practice your skills. It's the weirdest thing. So it's just like that level of protection of this. No, this nerdy thing is mine, bro. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. And you could have come and played baseball with us. Probably would have done you good. Probably would have done you good. But anyway, it's a weird thing. I grew up in the hood as a nerd in the 90s and definitely wasn't acceptable. Bro, I grew up in the hood too. And I did it while being white. It's a scary ass thing, hoping that your friends are not going to call you out. You know what I'm saying? Be like, is that a comic book? What? No, no, no. What are you talking about? Is that a comic book? Do you have comic books? No, no, I have no comic books. Girls coming into the comic book shops is like nerds feeling like scrolls haven't made. That's nice. That's a good one. Practice makes perfect. I would assume the CEO of this town had multiple sweetie pies at once. Okay, I did date two girls at one time. I admit to this. They didn't know about each other. And I met this one girl that I was dating like years later, and I kind of let it slip because she remembered that I went and saw. I took her to go see the Crow movie with me. But I also took this other girl to see the Crow movie with me because I wanted to go and see the Crow, and I was going to go see it with my boys. And this one girl called me up for my art therapy class. We were learning art therapy in college, and she was in my class also. So we went in and just, yeah, you want to go? Let's go. Me and my boys, we're going. So I was with this girl, and like my boys, they went. Chris and Mark went that way. I went this way. I saw my buddy Zuelo. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, what's up? So how's things, man? And then like, but we went that way. He went that way. We went that way. And over there, I was just like, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play. The professor got moves. I literally did the only time in my entire life I did this, but with this girl, Jennifer, I literally just, oh, yeah, what's going on? How you doing? You're Brandon Lee, looking good up there, right? And she's just like, did you seriously just pull that move? I'm like, I just pulled that move, baby. What's up? It was fun. It was, I admit to it, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and then the next day, my girlfriend who I was dating the whole time, Heather, she's calling me. She's like, hey, you want to go see the Crow? Bitch, I called you last night. I called you last night. I thought we broke up or something. Yeah, I want to go see the Crow. Again. I'm not going to tell her again. Yeah, let's go see the Crow. I'd act like I didn't see it. I'd act like I didn't see it. I could have faked it, just be like, I was out with my boys. But they would have ratted on me. They're like, oh, yeah, who's this girl? Because they never actually met Heather, but they met Jen. I'm saying, look, I may have been a player that one time. The problem is I couldn't stop dating Heather because she was my girlfriend. And I couldn't stop dating Jen now because like we were things. So I was leading a double life. I did not get a lot of work done at that particular time. Player my ass. It was only for like a month. It was only like about a month, but still. And there was a time that an ex-girlfriend of mine, while she was my girlfriend, actually offered her friend for a threesome, and I will admit to screwing it up. I completely screwed it up. No, I didn't screw up the threesome itself. I screwed up the act of trying to get the threesome. You know the saying where it's like, if a girl likes you, shut your mouth, because the only thing you do is open your mouth, say something stupid, and she doesn't want to talk to you anymore. Yeah, I screwed it up. I'm saying I completely screwed it up. Um, what do you call it? This one girl agreed to have, and my girlfriend, all right, she was, I'm not gonna say her name because like she's still like friends with me and stuff like that. But anyway, her girlfriend's name was Ro though. So both Irish girls, both redheads. Beautiful. My girlfriend's like, I talked to my friend and I think she's down. She wants to hang out and get to know you that way. I'm like, really? Well, all right. Because I already knew Ro. We talked. Look, nobody's leaving now. We've talked before. Like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's up? She says, you're my girlfriend's, friend. And that, because like I had my friends, she has her friends. It's cool. It's all cool, right? Well, so now she wanted to try and get me to get to know me in a threesome kind of way. Like, do I want to sleep with this guy? And I'm like, yeah, like anytime you're ready for her to come on over, that'd be cool. Cause like I was down. I was a little bit nervous, but I'm down. I'm down. So anyway, she comes over, we're hanging out, and the one time we're talking, everything's cool. We're at a restaurant, actually the restaurant that Ro worked at. And we leave and everything's cool, right? So she's gonna come over the house. Now we weren't gonna do anything. That was the plan. The plan was that we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna talk and see what it's like in our apartment. Because my girlfriend was living with me, And we're just gonna sit down and chill out and relax, right? Stupid ass me. While my girlfriend was in the bathroom, this other girl didn't come over yet. I decided, don't. This is a long time ago. VHS tapes existed during the time, so shut up. All right. Anyway, I put in a VHS tape of a porno. Yes, it was of a threesome, and I'm just like, I'm gonna put this in at exactly this point. I'm gonna make an offer that we could watch a movie, and go figure. Oops, what is it? And obviously, like, it was way too obvious. It was way too obvious. Like, thinking back, it was a really stupid thing to do. It was such a stupid thing to do. But I was like, yeah. So you guys want to watch a horror movie? Yes, let's watch a horror movie. I think I was watching Hellraiser last night. You guys want to watch some Hellraiser? And I'm gonna turn on the TV, turn on the VCR, push play, go back and sit down, just like, what's up? Let's watch this. And all of a sudden, oh, shoot, I forgot. Babe, were you watching this? Or I I can't remember the last time I was watching something. Meanwhile, I just said I was watching Hellraiser last night. I am such a fucking idiot. I am such an idiot. It's like it was right there. Anyway, the professor has never had a threesome. Wonder if I could talk to my wife. I'm gonna let that one slide. To be continued on that one. Anyway, so what do you call it? um, uh, the Joy 2 cent. No, I did not. It never happened. Chef's kiss. I don't even know what a chef's kiss is. Redheads. Redheads are hot. Bill subscribed a month ago. Would never have guessed you were such a player. Yeah, here's the thing. I tried to be a player. Threesomes with redheads is heaven, man. Look at Ansh. Look at this dude. Listen, when you write your book, let me know. I would like to purchase an autographed copy just to see what I completely missed out on. Man, like I said, I still think about that once in a while. I'm married 10 years now to my wife. I still think about it, man. I could have had a threesome. And I'm stupid. Every time somebody's like, no, the professor, like, you're a really smart guy. I'm like, yeah, but there's this one time I screwed up a threesome. So, nah. I wanted the town minutes. The righteous, honorable leader of the town was a damned man, a damned man whore, an embarrassment to his home state. I did embarrass New Jersey that day, but I moved to introduce the motion to curve because ladies with blood red hair, terrible weakness of mine. Um, Threesomes are fun, but failed threesomes make for funny stories that you laugh about years later. You think? Anyway, guys, that's about the end of the review. This one got a little bit far. So I'm out. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for sticking around. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.